Hi guys, today we are going to continue to compare decimals. Yesterday you learned how to compare decimals with Miss Lanning using models. And she also shared with you all the different ways that we use decimals in our real life. Today we're going to transition to comparing decimals without using models. We'll kind of work our way slowly through. We'll kind of share with you the models. So let's start with this first one. So I have the decimal 7/10. Remember when we read decimals, we read the number that's behind the decimal and the decimal place value, and then we say the name of its place value. So we'd say 7/10. This decimal, I read the number that's behind the decimal. Okay, it says 46, and then I have to say the last place value. So it's 46 hundredths. So when I compare these, I am going to visualize in my head what they look like. So 7/10, I know looks like this. I have 7 whole tenths colored in. And then 46 hundredths, I have 46 of the little hundredths colored in. Notice in 46 hundredths, I have 4 complete tenths colored in, but then only 6 of the next column, 6 hundredths. So as you can see, having 7 whole tenths colored in and only 46 hundredths colored in, 7/10 is greater than 46 hundredths. Let's try this one. In this one I have 56 hundredths and 65 hundredths. So my holes are both cut into 100 pieces. So I can visually think 56 hundredths is less than 65 hundredths because 56 is less than 65. Let's try this one. Here's another one. One is in hundredths, one is in tenths. So we really have to visualize that. So my first decimal I'm going to read is 14 hundredths. My second decimal is 2 tenths. Okay. If I visualize this is what I would visualize. I would have 14 hundredths colored in, so 1 whole tenth, that's where that 1 is, and then 4 hundredths of the next column. But in 2 tenths, I have 2 whole tenths colored in. As you can see, 14 hundredths is less than 2 tenths. Let's do some without the pictures. And I want you to visualize in your head what these would look like. So I have 38 hundredths and 26 hundredths. I want you to take a moment to think, which is greater and which is less? 38 hundredths or 26 hundredths? 38 hundredths is greater than 26 hundredths. Let's look at this one. Sometimes when we have tenths and hundredths and we see the same digit, the 1 in both, we get confused. So really in this one, I want you to think about what does it look like. So each time I want you to think, okay, what would be colored in? On this one, we have 1 tenth. So that would be 1 whole column of your whole colored in. Now look at this one. This is a 1 back here, but it's in the hundredth spot. So it's only 1 little bitty hundredth colored in. So 1 tenth would be greater than just 1 little hundredth. Let's try another one. I have 9 hundredths and 3 tenths. So if I have 9 hundredths, that would be 9 little pieces colored in one of the columns. But if I have 3 tenths, I have 3 whole columns colored in. That means that 9 hundredths is less than 3 tenths. Today you're going to do some practice on this page. Don't forget to enlarge it a little so you can see easily. Okay, so I'm going to do the top number 1 and number 6 for you. Okay, and I'm going to kind of walk through it without pictures. So I have 6 tenths and I have 54 hundredths. So visually I'm thinking in my brain, 6 tenths is 6 whole columns. Okay, 54 hundredths would be just 54 of those little pieces. That means I would have 5 whole columns and then 4 in the next one. So that means that 6 tenths, 6 whole columns, is more columns colored in than just 5 columns and then 4 more little ones. So 6 tenths is going to be greater than, so I'm going to drag that out. 6 tenths is greater than 54 hundredths. You can also think, because we know that 6/10 is the same thing as 60 hundredths, so you can think 60 hundredths is greater than 54 hundredths. Let's try this one over here, number 6. I have 13 hundredths and 5 hundredths. Those are both in the hundredths, so I know that 13 is greater than 5 hundredths, but I can visually think about in 13 hundredths, okay, I have 1 whole tenth colored in and 3 of the next one. But in 5 hundredths, I only have 5 little squares colored in. I don't even have a whole column yet. So 13 hundredths is greater than 5 hundredths. So I'm going to go down. I'm going to grab one and bring it up. Today in your practice, you will do the rest on this page. 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good luck today.